All right, here we go. I'm gonna do another live. This one's a little spontaneous. I didn't know it today I was gonna do this, but I thought it's been in the news, and I was curious about the results. This election coming up in the Senate in Pennsylvania between John Fetterman, Democrat, and Mehmet Oz, Republican, and it seemed to be in John Fetterman's favor that he would be the one that was going to win. He seemed that way in the polls, but after the debate, in which because of his stroke, it really affected, I think, how people perceived him in the debate. So how has that affected how people are perceiving him, and is it going to change votes? Is he going to lose a lot of votes? So I want to know who is going to win this coming up election between Mehmet Oz, John Fetterman, and yeah, I'm curious to see what the outcome is gonna be. My election my election predictions have been 100% to this point, which I am very happy about, and I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, if you'd like to know anything else about the outcome of this election, I'm basically just going to look at who's going to win. But if there's anything else you want me to know, like what the uh, the events after the election, how well the winner will perform, and so on. I can take a look at that. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's get started. I'm going to do basically just a quick run through looking at the outcome that we can expect. So let's take a look first at John Fetterman, who, yeah, a lot of people after his performance in the debate are they're afraid that he may be losing. So who's going to win this? During the debate with Mehmet Oz, he did not perform as well as some people had hoped. The stroke has clearly affected his ability to speak, but is that going to affect his ability to govern? To So yeah, let's take a look first at John Fetterman, and I want to see what kind of outcome we can expect from him in this debate, not in the debate, in the election on November 8th. So I'm going to relax into this. Okay, we have a card. Oh, interesting. So this is John Fetterman again that I'm seeing, and the card that I'm seeing come up is the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups, I would not describe this overall as a victory card. This is a card of walking away from something, of leaving a situation, and I think this does not look very well, but I'm going to hold off on that for now and say whether he's winning or losing. I'm just going to hold this for now and keep an eye on the other participant, Mehmet Oz. Some people did not like Mehmet Oz because he seems a little too slick, a little too, like, TV personality, populist, that kind of thing. So, will swing voters, will they switch over to Mehmet Oz now that he, you know, Mehmet Oz is used to being on camera, used to debating with people, and he clearly can speak clearly, but does that mean he's going to be a good senator? So let's see, how will Mehmet Oz fare in this election coming up, November 8th? If there's any other races you'd like me to take a look at, let me know. I may take a look at the overall outcomes in the Senate and the House in a future election. Also, I'm doing a live on Sunday, 9 p.m. New York time, so be sure to join me for that. I'm going to take a look. Actually, a card jumped out. I was a little distracted, so I don't always trust cards like that. I need to focus my attention, so give me 1 second. How will Mehmet Oz fare in the election on November 8th? Okay, that was a clear job. So for this, I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles, Four of Discs, and I don't know, between these two, neither seems like a clear victory card. This card, though, I would say is a more stable base. So I think he definitely has a strong following, but I'm not seeing from these like a clear cut winner. Uh, I'd be tempted like between these two to pick this one, but I don't feel like this is a clear cut victory card. So I think I need to do a deeper reading on this. Let's take a look. I'm going to do another look at John Fetterman, how his base, how in general Pennsylvania feels about John Fetterman right now. It seems like the stroke has been the key issue for this debate and this election. Some people say he should not continue running this campaign, but others say he should. Let's see. So how do the people of Pennsylvania feel about John Fetterman as they go into this election on November 8th? Okay. Interesting. I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card all about collaboration, and it seems like, I would say that this seems like the people that were all on his side already are still on his side. They see it as a collaborative process, and I think what they're basically seeing is that, when you have a campaign, you're not just an individual, you're the people collectively running the campaign and working with you. So I think overall his base is still with him, and that hasn't changed. Let's take a look at Mehmet Oz, how they feel about him after the debate. I feel like, my intuition is that nothing has changed with Mehmet Oz's audience. I've seen the Emperor, so they feel, I feel like, yeah, both of these, I don't think the debate changed the way most people are going to vote, and but no, actually I take that back. It doesn't change the people that were already decided, the people that were firmly behind Fetterman and the people that were firmly behind Mehmet Oz, they're still the same. But let's take a look at how swing voters, how they're feeling about this election and these two candidates after the debate. So far, I'm still not seeing a clear picture. This is still a very neck and neck thing, because I think, well, I'm going to try and keep my mind out of it and just read what I see in the cards. And I appreciate anyone who showed up, because I didn't announce this live reading. I just wanted to do it really quickly, just try it. Like I said, I have on Sunday, New York time, 9 p.m. I'll be doing a more planned out live in which I'm going to look more at Europe, the UK, the future of the UK, and also Europe. Look at the Ukraine war and other things going on in Europe right now. And anything else you want me to address, just let me know. And yeah, I've really enjoyed these lives, and I want to keep doing more of them. So let's take a look, though, at swing voters. How are they feeling about this election? Actually, let's take a look first at swing voters, how they're looking at John Fetterman. Because I think that's where it's going to come down to, is the swing voters who aren't yet decided, or who weren't before the debate. Okay, a card came out. I'm seeing, for Fetterman, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, which is interesting. That's kind of like a very practical card. Interesting. So I think there's this feeling that I'm getting with a lot of Pennsylvanians that Republicans are strongly Republican. They're still going to be voting for Mehmet Oz, but there's also this practical aspect that I'm feeling from. I don't know if practical is the right word, but there's this aspect of Pennsylvania voters that I'm getting that they don't. They're kind of leaning more Democrat. And let's see. So how do they feel about Mehmet Oz after the debate? Swing voters. I have to admit, this is, of my election readings, this has been the most ambiguous, and in which I'm not seeing a clear victor. Okay, with Mehmet Oz, swing voters. I'm seeing the Hierophant. This is a fascinating reading because overall what I'm seeing is that like things are still pretty locked in. I'm taking a look at this though. The Hierophant is all about, orthodoxy, following established rules and regulations, following, the proper procedure for how things should be. So I think basically, again, this is just backs up that Republicans are still strongly behind Oz and Democrats are still strongly behind Fetterman. All right. I think if I had to, based on this, and this card hadn't come up for Fetterman, I would say that Fetterman still has this. But because of this card is all about backing away from an energy, backing away from an emotion. All right. So I'm trying to think what I can ask that would give me a much more clearer vision for this. Let me see how decisive the election outcome will be. This could be a close election. I'm seeing the devil for how decisive this is going to be, which I wouldn't say the devil seems like indecisive, because usually the devil means that there is a very clear emotional lunge into things. And in terms of this election, I think people are they feel very strongly about this. So I'm not seeing a lot of people wavering. I've heard people say that swing voters is going to decide this, but I don't see that. I'm seeing that Democrats are strongly for Fetterman still, and Republicans are strongly for Mehmet Oz. I'm going to take a step back and do one final look. At whether Mehmet, actually, I'm just going to ask, will John Fetterman win this election? And then do the same for Mehmet Oz. Okay, so with John Fetterman, I'm seeing the strength card, which is about restraint, kind of holding back on things. I feel like this could be positive in an election. This could be a sign that, I think his base really wants him to win it, obviously, but they're kind of being hesitant because they're cautious after the debate. They're afraid that he's lost it and that he's lost enough voters, but there still is a strong energy in backing him. Let's take a look at Mehmet Oz. Will Mehmet Oz win this election? That came out very clearly. Interesting. So I'm seeing the 10 of Wands, which, as you can see, is kind of a falling back card. So I was hesitant, but I'm based on this reading, this final reading, between Strength and 10 of Wands, I would say Fetterman has a stronger chance. And I think it's going to be a very close election, because Mehmet Oz has a lot of supporters, and after the debate, Mehmet Oz looked a lot better, but I think that Fetterman has a much stronger base, and yeah, so if I had, as I always say, if I had to put my money on it, and again, I'm trying to keep my personality, and I'm not in Pennsylvania, so I'm not voting in this election, but I'm trying to I always try and keep myself out of these things and say like, look at the actual who's going to win this. And I think if I was gambling, that's basically what it comes down to. If I was putting my money like on a horse, I would bet on Fetterman. I think he has a slightly better chance of winning. It's very slight, but I think he does have enough to win. And yeah, so that's my final prediction based on this reading. I know because I didn't announce this, there's only a few people here, but if anyone has any questions or anything you want me to do a quick reading on, otherwise I will wrap this up. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And like I said, October 30th, I will be doing another live. And the last live I did was looking at horoscopes, but this live is going to kind of focus on the Europe and UK, all the politics that are happening right there right now. And I may look at some other Senate and House races and governor races perhaps, but anything people want to address, even personal issues, that came up a lot in the last live reading that I did. I enjoy doing those. I'm also looking for people that would like to come on in video form or even audio form, but I'd prefer video if possible. And if you'd like a personal tarot reading, totally free, all you have to do is message me on my Instagram. There's a link on my channel homepage or in the information for this video. Just send me a message on Instagram. Let me know that you'd like a live tarot reading, totally free. I just want to have people on to, it's the direction I really want to take this channel. So yeah, just send me a message on Instagram and you can join on, and I'll do a tarot reading for whatever challenge or issue you would like addressed. And yeah, I'd hope to see you there. And I think that's it for now. I'll wrap up this live and hope to see you in future readings. Please subscribe if you're not already done, and I'll see you later. Bye.